Snow clings to the Alps. Church bells echo through narrow valleys. There is no king here, no standing army, no palace guard. Instead, farmers, craftsmen, and townsmen keep their own arms. They train together, they defend themselves, and for centuries they remain free, surrounded by empires. This nation was Switzerland. For more than 5 centuries they remained free, surrounded by monarchies, and its system of a well-regulated citizen militia would quietly inspire the men who built the American Republic, including John Adams.
Welcome to Unlocking the Secrets of America's Founding Ideas. Discover the untold stories of American history with the National Character Association.
The ideal of a citizen militia is not new. In ancient Athens, free male citizens gathered in assembly to govern, and they defended the city themselves. In the Roman Republic, the soldier was not a professional. He was a citizen temporarily called to service. Political rights came with obligations. Liberty meant participation. And arms belonged to the people because the state belonged to the people. Philosophers like Aristotle understood this connection clearly. Free states, he argued, survived only when the people themselves bore arms. This ancient ideal never vanished. It migrated north and found fertile ground in the Alps. In 1291, several Alpine cantons formed a defensive alliance against the Habsburg Empire. They were poor, they lacked cavalry, they had no professional army. What they had was armed citizens, men who trained together, fought together, and returned to their farms when the fighting ended. Over the next century, Swiss militias defeated far larger feudal armies using pikes, discipline, and unmatched motivation. They were not fighting for a king, they were fighting for their homes. From the very beginning, Swiss citizens were expected to keep arms. Defense was not outsourced, it was a civic duty. After 1515, Switzerland adopted a policy of armed neutrality, peace preserved not by weakness, but by readiness. For centuries, empires rose and fell around it, yet Switzerland endured. Europe's political thinkers paid attention. Niccolò Machiavelli, studying republics, observed plainly, the Swiss are well armed and very free.
Jean-Jacques Rousseau,
writing in 1772, praised the Swiss system directly. All citizens should be soldiers by duty, none by profession. Such should be the case with any free state. English Whig writers went further. They warned that standing armies served rulers, not liberty. A people trained in arms, they argued, could never be easily enslaved. These ideals crossed the Atlantic. They were read in taverns, reprinted in colonial newspapers, discussed in assemblies, and they shaped the thinking of the American founders. John Adams did not believe liberty could survive without an armed citizenry. He studied history relentlessly: Greece, Rome, the Dutch Republic, and Switzerland. He explicitly praised the Swiss Confederation as a model of decentralized republican government. Adams rejected the ideal of consolidating power under a strong central authority. Instead, he favored a confederation of states, much like the Swiss cantons, independent, self-governing, and defended by their own citizens. Swiss-born John Zubli, a delegate to the Continental Congress, made the connection explicit. He compared America's resistance to Britain with Switzerland's century-long resistance to Austria. Even the Continental Congress in 1774 pointed to Switzerland as proof that people of different faiths and regions could unite, remain armed, and remain free. To the founders, Switzerland was not a myth, it was a working example. When Americans debated the Constitution, they feared standing armies as instruments of tyranny. They worried that power, once centralized, would eventually turn against the people. The solution was not chaos, it was structure. A well-regulated militia composed of ordinary citizens, trained, organized, and armed, was seen as essential to the security of a free state. This ideal echoed directly through history, from Athens, from Rome, from the Swiss cantons. The Second Amendment did not invent the armed citizen, it recognized one. It assumed a population already capable and responsible enough to defend its liberty. Switzerland proved something radical, that freedom does not require empire, that peace does not require disarmament, and that a people willing to defend themselves rarely need to. America did not create this ideal, it inherited it, and the echo of the Alps can still be heard in a single sentence written not as a threat, but as a safeguard. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Like, follow, and subscribe to the National Character Association. Visit nationalcharacter.org to learn more.